I am not an expert, but I am pretty damn good at what I do. And what do I do? Well, I rhyme words over instrumentals. Some people call it rap. I call it an ode. I call it an outward manifestation of what I feel on the inside to hopefully bridge the gap between humans and create something to connect over. It's not just a form of entertainment. It's how I decompress. It's not just something that I enjoy to do. It's my life purpose. I believe in my heart of hearts that whenever I die and I see the day of the judgment of the Lord, if he lets me in this kingdom, I'm going to be making music in the kingdom. That's what my conviction and my spirit tells me. But today, we're here to talk about something that is very obvious, but for some odd reason, it keeps happening. And that is music being created that is fictitious. You know, it has an angle in a sense where it's just trying to portray something that it isn't. Like these quote unquote rappers, trappers, whatever you want to call them, that just talk about the same thing that everybody else is talking about. One thing that made 90s R&B stand out so much was the openness and the honesty. It was a damn sure a lot of simping, and I don't condone that. A lot of them songs have worked their way into my psyche from a young age and instilled a lot of that hopeless, romantic, sappy, nice guy shit into my heart. And I had to drive it out with a lot of 50 Cent. However, what I'm trying to say is that music was vulnerable. It didn't present a bravado, which is false bravery. You know, trying to masquerade. It didn't do that. A dude would say, I'm down on bended knee. A dude would say, you know, Maxwell, he had falsetto in and all that shit. Like, the expression was open and honest, and it wasn't hindered by the possibility of ridicule. No matter what anybody says about me or my music, oh, you talk about God, then you smoke weed. Oh, you talk about God, then you might cuss. Oh. Don't make me, hey, look, remove the beam from your eye before you start talking about the speck of dirt in your brother's eye. Because if you sitting up there listening to certain types of music and you turn a blind eye to cussing when your favorite movie on, you turn a blind eye to, you know, I ain't here for all of that. Come on now. Lock back in. Like, what's wrong with just being honest in your music? Like, believe it or not, there is way more people in the world that don't drive a Bentley, that don't have thoughts flocking over them, that don't have 10 gold chains. It is way more people in this world trying to stay afloat. So it's like, who are y'all capping for? Is it for the person listening to also have some type of illusion in their mind that life isn't as terrible as it is for them? I don't know. Is it something where you listen to it and now you feel more powerful and aggressive and now your manhood is enlarged? Pause on that. I didn't mean to say it like that. But when I say manhood, I'm referring to, you know, your character as a man. Got to be very cautious out here in Diddy world. So I say all of that to say, like, who keeps putting money in these dudes' pockets? So, like, what's wrong with just talking about your situation in a sense where you're like, whatever you going through, shit, you could have cancer. Rap about cancer. Shit, your dog could have just died. Rap about how your dog just died. Like, there is so many things in life that we go through on a daily basis that can be an entire subject for a song. But all of these dudes who get the record play, who get pushed by the labels, who people talk back and forth about and actually go through their catalog, they ain't talking about shit. They ain't talking about nothing. They ain't saying nothing I ain't never heard before. They ain't saying nothing I can relate to. Like, where is it at? Does it exist? I'm sure it exists, but I feel like the people who really make good, honest music, they're not getting the recognition they deserve, because if that type of artist gets the recognition they deserve, they'll start to change the mindset of people into a direction that these elites don't want you to be at. See, order out of chaos is the whole goal. And you can see that with our music. And then too, we need to blame the people that's selling out. Like Kevin Hart. I know we're talking about rap, but like in another way, shape, or form, like Kevin Hart is a straight up sellout. All of these people that reciprocate black stereotypes and belittlements for $1 are sellouts, and they should be castrated. So, don't be a sellout. Like, be true to yourself. Like, if you have a problem with an addiction, rap about you having a problem with your addiction. If you having problems with your parents, rap about that. If you have a great life, rap about having a great life. Rap about how you live in that gated community, bro. Rap about how you can go outside with no shoes on and not step on a piece of glass. Rap about it, because there's somebody out there that can relate to it. There is a niche. But see, a lot of people try to fit into areas that they don't belong in. The sun is going down. I'm losing my natural light. I look less light-skinned now. Anyways, I just look at the rap game and I'm like, who is worth listening to? Anybody that's underground, at least, that I've never heard of. Besides myself, I don't really listen to any artists. Like, I might go back and revisit a song from my childhood, but I ain't even done that in a while, because I don't need anything trying to impress upon me. What I need to do is hone in on how I feel and find the proper way to word it and express it so that it is palatable for a universal audience, but still particular enough to where I have a targeted niche audience. For example, Group A might be my targeted, that's who my music is made for. But Group B, all of the people surrounding Group A also are watching from the outside and they're like, oh yeah, that's a really good song. I like this song. Like, for example, I might make some songs where I'm speaking out against homosexuality, but the song is so fire that a homosexual is blasting it. Like, and that's an example. Yeah, I got a gym session that I got to knock out. I just wanted to go ahead and record this content and try to stay consistent, because if you don't stay consistent, you're not really doing what you're supposed to be doing. With that being said, read your Bible, drink your orange juice, and be yourself. And be unapologetic about it. And don't compromise unless you're willing and want to sacrifice. But don't compromise. Because if you compromise, you operate at a fraction of what you are. How can you be whole as a fraction? Can't. I pray that the Lord blesses anybody who stayed long enough to watch this video with mental clarity and a hyper focus towards productivity. I pray that they are disciplined and consistent in the goals that they set out to do. Although be it not easy, it is obtainable. If there is one thing that I would wish for anybody reading this to learn, it's to fall in love with the process. Fall in love with the process. It's much easier said than done. Nobody likes having without. Nobody likes expecting to be somewhere and not being there. But you know what? I find a lot of joy in the baby steps. You ever went for a jog? You ever went for a run? And you zoned out and you stopped counting how far you ran? And then you look up and like, wow, I ran pretty far. I didn't even know I was going this far, because when you stop focusing on, how can I say this analogy? Wait, I'm rambling. My bad. Y'all have a good day.